Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to very first proper episode of POD.VODKA with me, your Siberian host, transmitting from the French heart of Canada. That doesn't really make too much sense, but bear with it. Today, joining me, my North Carolina colleague, if I'm not mistaken. We'll call him Ben for the sake of the conversation. It's not necessarily his real name, but we'll call him that way anyway. Ben, welcome to the show. Hey.
Hey, thanks for having me. This is cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I'm
for
broadcasting in from America and getting to talk to French Canada and
yeah, for now we didn't work
Russians. This is crazy.
we didn't work out quite right all the quality of the sound just yet. Since we're never, well, Ben at least never done this thing before, so I forced him into that. Just
Yeah.
because during the work time we were sitting next to each other and I never shut the fuck up. So I decided to bring that actually online, so he's now bothered by me anyway. So for those of
Yeah.
you who are watching us, majority of you are probably Russians, will unfortunately won't be able to take Russian questions right away. We'll give the priority to ones who type in English, because this is the podcast where we crank up the Russian-American relations to 11 and try to see things from both perspectives. Not necessarily politics-wise, but, stereotypes, point of views of, video games, anime, and so on and so forth. So, without further ado, I think we'll just start right to... I'll switch the screen to the chat so that everybody could see it in the recording, and off we go. Bam. Nice. So Ben, now you can actually enable the stream and you'll be able to read all the messages whatsoever.
I see it. There we go.
Yesterday we
Perfect.
spent roughly, I think, 30 minutes trying to
God.
work out the actual how the way we go about it, because we thought like maybe we should find a niche, pick a game and play the game and comment at the same time. Then we open up the browse section on Twitch and quickly realized that it will be impossible for us to stick ourselves somewhere in between the top ranking stuff. So we decided to go with the safest option that I've experienced throughout my years on GoodGame.ru and YouTube, just doing talk podcasts basically about everything at once and see how it goes. Okay, this is...
I still love the masked emojis more than anything in the world. Oh my God. I don't
Yeah.
see them in other streams though. Where did y'all get these?
Those ones from Good Game. So the guys from Good Game, we're now reading live chat as well, so you can surprise our American colleague with the various smiles and emojis that we have on
Hey, check out Good Game.
goodgame.ru.
They have better emojis.
Well, we have very dedicated team of people who designed the emojis for our website. And by team, I think roughly one person, but he's very dedicated to it, as you can see.
Very dedicated man.
Yeah.
Mm.
Also, we try to, as I said, try to pick a game. Our choice was, very limited, because now everybody either streams Valorant, which I have no desire to jump into since I have no interest in first-person shooters whatsoever. Plus, there are so many people in there. If you even scroll down, like, throughout 1 minute, you still find somebody with 2,000 viewers, and like, okay, maybe that's not the best option for us to jump into. Then we tried to do maybe Rocket League, because both of us played it to some extent. But then again, watching us sucking at the game while trying to maintain intellectual level of conversations probably wouldn't be the best idea.
That didn't take long. Oh my
Yeah.
God, we're already been recorded? Good.
Yeah, we decided to...
I haven't said like 2 words yet. Come on.
Oh, well, I'm sorry, dude. I'm just... how I am. I just talk, and unless you stop me, I will continue to do so. So we'll quickly go through the chat to see whether people suggested anything. Okay, they just present you with the smiles, which is okay, I guess. It's fine. Also, I can ask our viewers on Good Game if you can open the Twitch tab separately. Don't necessarily watch from there, so Micro won't be upset, but just open it, and that we can have some illusion of people attending our page on Twitch. That would be nice. Thank you very much. And you can suggest topics for conversation, since we have now the unique opportunity to see both sides of things. Actually, but Ben, how American are you? Let's just start with that. Is that you're as far as American can go? Well, apart from Native
Well,
American.
well, I'm a fairly scrawny dude, so I'm missing on that part. But I don't know. I love my food and my guns and my country. So I
Oh,
think I
okay,
have
yeah.
like that's like 80%, right? That's gotta be
So like almost all check marks are filled, basically.
yeah.
But North Carolina, is it very American, like South? Well, you lived in Louisiana as well, so I'm not really sure.
It's pretty. Yeah, it definitely leans that way. You can find monuments and rather things around that say "first to secede," which is
Okay.
referring to the Civil War. They were the first to turn
Well,
against the rest of the country.
I'm just curious if we go back a couple of generations of people in North Carolina, will you find people who do those damn Soviets, hate them?
uh, now, I mean, you could go like down the street if you're
Ah,
looking
right
for
now.
that.
You don't even need to go back in time. Okay. I
Not very
think
far at all, sadly, sadly.
I
But it's getting
well,
better. We're learning. We're just a
no,
little
but
slower.
this means this is a perfect tandem basically because although I'm from Siberia, I wouldn't consider myself normal Russian. I wouldn't consider myself normal person actually to begin with, but even
No,
normal
none of us
because
do.
yeah, I don't have very thick Russian accent, so I don't talk like this all the time, and I don't drink. Although I do sit right now in a like white wife beater and not shaved at all, so couple of things from Russian looks I have. That's the part why I don't actually put the webcam. I'm pretty sure most of you would like to see our both, but since it's a like quarantine, everybody sits at home. I don't shave my face at all. I'm like an alcoholic basically. Ben looks like Jared Leto, so he could put his webcam on, but that will be weird because I don't have one. Anybody could do that. Okay.
In normal Russian, yes.
Okay, we have one Russian question, but since it's the only question so far, I will translate that for you. So the guy is apologizing for his Russian, but he's wondering if you know what the name of the channel means.
POD.VODKA. Vodka-filled submarine?
Actually, well, I mean, it's
Vodka submarine.
okay. Well, I think the pod being in red distracted you from the overall word, but actually, when I designed I will reply to anybody who's wondering. When I designed the name of the channel, I thought to go with something that will scream, "This is Russian," apart from the actual obvious Russian design. But as well, so pod and vodka seems like, okay, this is pod means podcast, vodka is vodka, so it's probably Russian, so this is the logic. But the actual word "POD.VODKA" could mean two things. First of all, it's a slang for something that is under the water, so therefore the picture of sub. And the second is a term from I would say news networks, so it's something that you say before jumping to the actual report, when they like little intro basically, as you will.
They say pod vodka?
No, that's what it called. We need some POD.VODKA to jump on this topic, so they write a little script
Okay.
like little Timmy never realized that this is a POD.VODKA basically.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Feels like every other language has more words for discussing like very specific things. Because we'd call that like a connection bit,
Connection bit.
like a jump off
well,
point. Like you'd have to like describe it. You know what I mean? We don't have a word that is that.
well, you don't know because you never worked in broadcast TV before. Maybe they do have that term. We don't know. And
That's
speaking of
possible.
language, yeah, that's a bit tricky since, well, yeah, Russians get to learn Russian, English, and actually, like by first grade, we have to pick between French and German. At least that was in my time. I'm not really sure what's the standard of education right now. But you guys, what, English is English, and then maybe Spanish, and that's it?
Your guns and all the fuzz around ammo while in lockdown live in Texas, pick up a week ago.
Oh, never mind. Ben is reading
I
the
mean,
question.
everyone,
Okay.
yeah. At the moment, we have declared that gun stores are essential. They're not going to close during the quarantine.
So basically, you go to the grocery store, you take the cart, you just put the groceries, then the next,
No, they're not the
next
grocery
door is
store.
the gun store.
They're at Walmart. Like, civilized people. Come on now.
Oh, wait, they say both groceries and guns in one store?
Yeah, no, if you go to Walmart, they do.
What, really?
But
This is
yeah, yeah. But that's the only store like
that's
that.
so bizarre for.
But yeah, everyone is buying it all up. I mean, even some people I know have gone out and made sure that they have their ammo.
So the logic behind is if
Um,
you have the guns, you don't need toilet paper because you can take toilet paper from somebody who don't have guns.
Uh, they like to use a different defense. They like to go with this is to protect what's mine. When they come for my toilet paper, I'll be ready.
Ah, okay, yeah, I see the logic behind it, but it's still such a bizarre thing. I mean, I don't know, maybe for other countries it's not that much, but for Russians for sure, we don't have that freely distributed guns whatsoever. So the idea of going to the store like in a video game and just buy guns in the same store you can buy groceries is super bizarre. I don't know.
Yeah, well, okay,
This
so
is
like in
Second
North
Amendment for
Carolina,
you.
yeah, no, we have the right to it. There are waiting periods in most states. Uh, Not so much Louisiana or like Virginia. I've lived in several states, and so some of them are a little tighter, some of them are a little laxer. Uh, but I don't know. I grew up, and then we always had guns. I probably the first time I was shooting, I was like 10, maybe 9 years old. My baby brother started younger than me. He was like
Jesus.
7 or 8. We like actually during the stream. Actually, I think they closed the gun range, but usually from where I'm sitting, you could hear the gun range nearby our house. You
So,
just
so,
hear like
so how is it usually like this? Like you go into, honey, I'm gonna buy some milk. Do you need some 9 millimeters as well?
no, no, no. Most people are just well stocked. You don't have to buy it very often because you have shelves of it.
Oh wow. Oh, yeah, yeah. I guess it's like very American thing to do just with the guns thing
Yeah.
because we don't have that in Russia. I mean, we have to extent, so you have to have a permit, obviously. Well, the same as
Yeah.
America, but you don't have. There's a very specific type of guns that you allowed.
We have
So
it to an extent. Like you can't have a fully automatic. You can't have like kind of machine gun. You
yeah,
can, but semi-automatic, larger magazine size, those sort of things are available.
it's it's funny. Then
We
10
have,
minutes 10 minutes in, we're already discussing guns. I thought like, well, we start with video games, some anime and stuff, and like, nope,
well, yeah, he
straight to
asked the
guns.
question. I'm gonna
Oh,
answer
okay,
it.
yeah, all right, fair enough.
Yeah, we have made the bump stocks illegal, so we're working on it.
Bzzz, the co-caster is from North Carolina. The guy named
Buy some
Ben.
ammo for my Colt. That's right. You see, LER, you got it, right? Every time you go out for milk, you pick up a little ammo for your Colt. You make sure you're well stocked on.
Yeah, well, LIR is the most English person we have on a good game, so I think that's okay, as far as I know. Hey, we're discussing important stuff. Toilet paper and guns. Sure, I mean, can't
Yeah,
live
those are the most
without them.
important things in our world right now. I don't know if you caught on.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
no,
good.
it's at least here in America, it's been a little strange.
Strange? How? What do
Strange.
you qualify as strange?
Uh,
Apart
I
from
don't
usual
know.
stuff.
Usually you'd see a lot like even we're up in like rural like cabin in the middle of nowhere, but you'd still see more people out. Uh, and
Okay.
everyone's just sort of tense.
Strange as doctor. Oh, okay.
This is true.
Okay, yeah.
All right.
All
Any
right,
other
well,
questions?
yeah, it Troy Fokker. Why am I reading this nickname? It sounds like super British. Hey, Troy Fokker. All right. I think it qualifies as the answer for this particular question. Any more? Guys, feel free to ask something, because we didn't really work this out quite yet in terms of format, so we'll have to get some help from you guys while we jump in from subject to subject. Namely, lately it's mostly video games, so if you have any other ideas, feel free. It's LT. Oh, LT. All right. So how do you read it? LT Roy Fokker? Still sounds funny to me, to be honest.
Ah, okay.
So, Ben, let's now
Yes.
merge the stereotypes that Americans have for Russians with actual things. So what comes in your mind as American before we even know each other? What you thought of Siberia, for example? I'm curious.
Incredibly serious people.
What do you
See,
mean?
but I thought Russians had guns. I was pretty sure Russians had guns.
Well, we do for hunt, for example. The hunting rifle you can get, sure.
Okay.
So it's not like we're hunting with bows, because
Right.
that wouldn't be very efficient.
And it's pretty much tracksuits and techno, right?
Techno? Where's that part come from?
I don't know. Those are where you find on YouTube a lot. It's like Russian dudes dancing to techno and tracksuits, and you're like, I guess that's what's Russia.
Well, I'm pretty sure those one have been edited before, because the music that most of those guys that you see dance to is not techno at all. I think the age of techno is far gone, unfortunately.
Oh, that's sad.
You can call me immoral. I'm just following your request to migrate. Yeah, but your nickname is slightly different. I mean, maybe I'll remember now who you really are, but I cannot promise anything. I'm sorry. That's terrible. I'm sorry. So yeah, let's jump then for now, when we're waiting for our audience to warm up and starting to feel more free and less shy.
I like it. Lieutenant, yeah.
Oh yeah, that would
Lieutenant
make more
Rifle.
sense if it has LT dot something something.
Yeah.
Lieutenant
Actually,
Roy
I like the name
Volker.
more now.
Yeah, I agree.
Still
I
British,
agree.
but I like it.
Oh, there you go. Another question from Vought121.
Hey Ben, how often? Every day.
Really?
About every day. Yeah, probably.
On what news network?
Probably 30% of our news.
But I don't know.
If not more.
CNN is quite rare, actually. What news network?
Oh, you can go on Fox.
Oh, Fox and Friends. Okay.
If you want to, yeah. I would recommend not going there, but yeah, it probably comes up in conversation once a day at least and makes up for a large section.
But it is in connection
and
to...
CNN likes it too. They like to always, yeah, it's always in connection to Trump.
Oh, okay, I see. So there's not like, hey, look at this marvelous thing that happens in Russia right now.
No, there's
no
they
things,
would like us to
unfortunately.
think that it's a bleak place, so we get a lot of that kind of garbage where it's like, yeah, there's snow there and
All
Putin
the
wants
time?
to destroy you. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, I don't think... Well, I'm really upset that one of my Russian colleagues, who I dedicated most of my time to stream with, cannot properly speak English, because you two have so much things to talk about, because he's like really like, yeah, the US is so great, Russia, oh come on, we don't have that, we don't have that, we don't have
not. But nowhere's perfect. I mean, I had some experiences in Canada that I was less than stellar with, but at the moment I would go back to Canada.
No, well, that's my point. It's a really nice place in the middle. So it has all good things that US has, but yet it's more cheaper than US, especially healthcare wise. Although Canadian healthcare is kind of a bit weird to me, since I'm not really happy with this in particular. It seems like unless you can't walk, they won't do shit. Let's be honest. So if you can walk and you kind of maintain yourself okay-ish, say you're fine. Just take some Advil or whatever, and that will be.
Yeah, it's the same here, except they're gonna charge you
except you pay money.
$5,000, and it's a.
Oh my
it's a
god.
mess.
Guys, tells us about state of movie industry during the lockdown. Stuff we hear from the news is that all filming is stopped. Well, yeah, surely, naturally.
Yeah, all filming has stopped. A lot of the VFX studios are trying to work from home, but it's hard because it's all supposed to be secure network, and so it's kind of hard to do from home.
Yeah, well, it's not only that, because the secure network. Oh, I have really Russian Z sound just now. It's not only about the secure network, it's about the actual production process. So we are part of the post-production crew, basically. But the actual production dictates that you have to, dispatch people on set to film, so people have to interact with each other. Jesus. So you can
Yep.
see the difficulty here of a lot of people just come to one place to shoot a movie. It's like 100 people at least have to be involved to shoot simple scene.
Yeah,
So you have
sometimes
to.
even more than that, depending on the location and how many extras and what all is happening in the shot. So that's going to be really a problem in the next few months because even after this all kind of passes, we'll have to be waiting a good few months to let them finish filming things so we have something to edit.
Well, ideally, but well, the pessimistic forecast probably will take us to 2021 actually for them
Yeah,
to
no.
go back to things as usual. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
which is really kind of thing that now we're thinking about it, and it's like maybe we should slightly change the industry. I mean our jobs, since I'm really looking forward to game dev now, since it seems more safe in that regard. Because even
Yeah,
if
and
yeah,
it's been
people don't
resilient.
live anywhere. Just let's make games. People play games when stay at home, especially.
Right. But I mean, I think at some point, if this really does drag out till 2021, people are going to need entertainment. And maybe this means a resurgence in animated films.
I would clearly, but I mean the feature films for sure will be on hold. And since
Oh, yeah, feature films are
at
great.
least my particular company that I'm currently work at is feature film related, I'm fucked. Basically. I really hope I won't be, but there is a big chance that it will happen as well. So that's partly why I started doing this podcast, on the off chance that it blows up, and we'll see a lot of good stuff coming out of it. And it's actually a good thing for me to practice my English while everybody is at home and I have nobody to talk to. And so I have to bother Ben for that particular thing.
Aliar, I don't think so. I feel like Trump is probably on the news well, when I was in Canada, it felt like he was on the news in other countries more than anything else in the world. But I think Russian national leaders are a close second.
On American network?
Yeah.
Huh. Oh, I don't know. I guess it depends again if on the Fox.
Yeah. Now it also depends on the platform.
Yeah, because CNN is quite often talk about Trump, preferably in a
Yeah.
negative way. But that's the thing. I think CNN is anti-current president, basically. Fill the gap.
They typically are. They're not always wrong with their complaints, but I mean, our current president was golfing yesterday.
What about your
Opened up.
visa? If your job will be that's the thing. I'm on implied status right now, so technically I'm waiting for work permit while being employed. But if I suddenly stop being employed, I have no idea what it will happen to me, since it's basically starts. What if you don't have work permit, so you can't be allowed in country?
Yeah.
Roughly speaking.
Yeah, I had to leave very promptly, as I'm sure Sergey remembers, where
Yeah.
more
Ben
days in my
has.
contract, and I got up and had to go because uh, my work permit was ending on like the 30th, and they were telling me that like it'd be very hard to leave the country after the 30th, so it became move now.
Yeah, they organized special Operation Condor to evacuate all Americans from Canada.
Yeah, we were
Just
put
kidding.
on
No, they will
planes
just.
together, but
Oh yeah, well, with the 3 participants, which is weird
oh
because
yeah,
I remember you told me that the embassy claimed that unless you get the crucial amount of Americans at once, they wouldn't give you a plane.
yeah, and I
So
mean it happened to me, where I had a first flight and they canceled that flight because it didn't have enough people.
ah
And then they grouped us all together onto a heavier flight.
yeah,
And by
but
heavier, I mean 3 people as
yeah,
opposed to
that's
one.
heavy enough, as heavy as it
They
gets.
were like, oh, okay, that's all that are leaving today, I guess.
Aren't you PR yet? Oh, no. Since I'm living in Quebec, which is a French province in Canada, it's much more trickier to get a PR there. And I was lazy enough to move any other place. So I'm kind of stuck for now. We'll see how it goes. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
You can be a
No.
good survival blogger in Canada. I don't want to be a blogger. A podcaster, maybe. At most, actually. But blogger, ugh. I really hate the idea of just recording something and just cutting it in 10 minutes video. Ugh. Seems
Can you
like too
blog
much
without a
work.
car? I feel like every blog I've ever seen is some chick driving a car talking about random stuff. I mean, pretty much this, but in a car.
No,
I don't know why that's why every blog feels that way. They're
Mm.
just driving somewhere talking.
Well, yeah, I guess if you have to subdivide the podcasters and the bloggers, podcasters is have the setup like like we're now basically with the webcams and maybe more people and just talk.
Yeah, I'm probably a
But
better mic. I need to work on that.
yeah,
But
well, do you know Bill Burr? I'm pretty sure you should be, but
yes.
okay, well, he does the drive-by things. I mean, not
Hmm.
drive-by in like GTA style drive-bys, but I mean he just passed the neighborhood of California, looking at the houses and talking to the camera, which is actually interesting concept. I never seen that before. He's just driving by the house, seeing on the network how much it costs, and just guessing who can live there. It's a
Oh,
very odd concept.
we've got one not far from us that I need to take a picture and send it to you
Uh,
because it has the dome tops like you see in Russia. And it's like all shiny and it's just this giant palace on top of a mountain.
hmm. I
Yeah,
don't
like
know.
4 stories tall. It's a house. It's you
Well,
got to see this thing, man. It's
okay. Well,
ridiculous.
you can send the picture. I can show it to the guys on
I don't have
stream.
it at the moment. I
Oh,
was
well,
to get it
okay.
to you.
All
I
right.
need to get it to you. You need to see
Okay, that's a very
it.
specific. Do I have to achieve like a quest first? Like, okay, the first step is go there, go kill some boars for me, and then I'll give you something.
Yeah,
Uh,
it'll be first boars, and it'll be the king boar, and then I'll give you the picture.
actually, ironically enough, I just killed the king boar in Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I've been playing that before the stream actually began, and there was boars as well. I think even whether that was just an Easter egg quest or it's actually a thing. What
Is
about
I can't
independent?
read it. There's a Velasov has asked a question, I believe, but
Oh
it's
yeah. There's a question mark. You're right. You're right. So what American think about Russian immigrants after the Bolshevik Revolution? I'm not really sure Ben is the person you have to ask about it because that was a long time ago, and he is next generation already. So I'm sorry, but I guess that question will have to be left unanswered.
yeah.
What
No,
about
that doesn't make any sense to me.
independent film production? I mean, some freelancers. Yeah, but this is style. You have to work for somebody who actually make movies, and to make movies, they have to assemble the crew on set. Therefore, interacting with other people. Therefore, breaking the quarantine. Therefore, they're not allowed to do so. At least at
Yeah.
the most countries that it's cheaper to film in, such as, for example, Canada. So once
I don't know,
again,
but you've seen the Astartes animated 40K video that comes out on YouTube every so often.
the what?
They're like on episode 6. Have you not seen Astartes?
No. Well, can you message me the name? Because I don't.
Yeah, I can pull up the link for you.
Yeah.
It's
Okay. Because I mean, you can do it to an extent if you have 10 people that are clearly not sick, and you just film everything on green screen in the studio.
well,
But
this is fully animated.
that will be a mess in terms of huge work of post production. Yeah, we confuse some of the Russian viewers, unfortunately, because I restream it on the Russian website as well. I do apologize for that, but nothing I can do. There is no live Russian subtitles. We not have that kind of budget to allow a synchronic translator.
I sent it to you because I don't know what the rules are.
Oh,
on
is it
Twitch for sending videos.
Warhammer?
Yeah. This thing is insane. And since the quarantine, he's put out like 2 more episodes.
Oh, is it one dude doing this?
Yeah, one guy, as far as I know.
I'm not really sure whether I can show it since,
I don't know.
well,
It is
copyrights
yeah,
and thing.
Yeah. But
But how he does, so it's voice acting and everything,
yep.
or is just without the words? Words.
There are some words in the new one.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right. Well, basically, I'll put it on somehow in the chat so people can see
Yeah.
This is the name
But
you
it,
can
yeah,
you
but I
can.
mean, doing this type of thing would be an option. It's hard to build that following, that initial push.
Well, the problem is it's really high resources thing. You cannot just say, I will do that right now and just do it unless you have very specific, very particular set of skills that you acquire throughout your
Aliar,
career.
that's exactly how it sounded like he said it. And backwards R, big D.
Yeah, but the thing is that in Russian
Words.
this is yeah, it's not R. So that since people, and especially in America, learning Russian for the pseudo Russians in Hollywood movies that spell
Oh
R
God.
as a backward letter, which has totally different
It's an
sound,
Russian.
unrelated completely.
Yeah, it'll be like big B, little b, backwards R, Russian. And they all make the exact sounds you think they do.
It's like in Red Heat with Arnold Schwarzenegger. You are stupid.
Mm-hmm.
What about social films Parasite and Joker? What about them? Do you want to hear our opinion on them or the production process? You have to be more specific than that.
Joker was great.
Eh,
He's a crybaby, but Joker was great.
I don't know. I didn't like it. For me, the best Joker was Heath Ledger Joker in Dark Knight. That's it. Other Jokers it's just a joke. Ha! Can you stay in Canada as a streamer? Formally?
Could
That's
you?
that's not a profession though. Basically you're self-employed. I'm not really sure this quantifies as a work permit. I mean, maybe you can apply for a work permit yourself saying, "Okay, I have a business in Canada, business in I guess parentheses or quote marks how you call it properly." But it's
Maybe pay taxes on it. You pay taxes on it, right? I don't know.
yeah, you will have to. Well, that's the problem. The problem is that I will have to accumulate so much revenue from that activity to cover my current expenses, which as of now, I don't see at all possible.
Mm.
What happened in this stream? Undead. Well, not much. You will have to listen to recording because it's like 30 minutes in already. But we just jump in from topic to topic, trying to figure out what's the proper way of going about this particular format.
Yes, we do. Because, oh, as an American, they can take everything.
Oh, from
So,
you mean the NRA? No,
no,
RSA,
IRS.
IRS. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was close. I was close.
I'm sorry. Okay. I think it's a question for you.
Where? I don't see it.
I see it in the Undead BSP or you're
Yeah. Well, he asked me to speak the human language, not English, so I just know that particular question.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, guys, if you have any idea what we can use as I mean, maybe you're okay with this particular format. Well, we just talk and that's it, and nothing happens so much on the screen. You just look at my beautiful photo from my balcony that I photoshopped a bit, but never mind. Or we can try to jump into some actual gameplay at the later episode if that will take place. I'm not really sure. We'll see what will be the feedback for this particular one.
Yeah. I mean, if you have any games or suggestions, open to it. I play most anything.
Yeah, we both have extensive Steam library to a point, and not afraid of using our Visa cards to purchase more games that could potentially boost our channel.
I mean, dude, with the current state of things, what else is there to do?
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned what is the
Chill.
unemployment rate in US as of now?
We broke 70%.
70% unemployment in US. I think our dear friend Bonivur from Russia would be really interested in hearing that particular. I'm not really sure what's the unemployment in Russia.
Part of the issue is that everything is for profit. Everything. So, I mean, there are statistics coming out the other day that even like power companies are laying off employees. You know, it's.
Well, I think it's happening worldwide, so it's just a matter of what government provides for those who are
Yeah.
being laid off. So I'm not really sure.
In the US, it's unemployment and it takes about 3 weeks, and they'll pay you a basic income.
Ah. Okay, what quantifies basic income? Is it different from basic income?
Yeah, because I think it's like 12,000 a year.
12,000? Jesus Christ, this is insane. That's...
It's just enough to put you. I think it's 200% the poverty or 100% the poverty line, whatever they define as the poverty line.
Oh man,
it's pretty messed up.
Yeah. Okay. Well, as you can see,
I have to look into it again. I was looking at it the other day.
Yeah, this was our special
times.
reporter from North Carolina regarding unemployment rate in US. Now about the weather.
Yeah.
Since when we do talk about video, LAR will came back to the topics as soon as you guys ask questions regarding video games, because we need to be, well, we know so many, we need more specific questions regarding that. Did you lose your job? Not yet.
Arseny looks like this. What?
I
They
don't
do
know,
give us
just,
food stamps, and
yeah.
it is a very, very important part of our system, and I hope that it stays forever.
What are you talking about?
If you don't make enough money, they will provide you a certain number or a certain amount of income for food specifically, but they do dictate what food you buy with it.
And how long can you stay like this? Indefinitely?
Indefinitely, yeah. If you meet the requirements.
Huh. All right.
But they are very specific about what you buy with it. When I was in high school, I worked at a grocery store, and that was one of the main things that you have to go through training on is when they're swiping their food stamps card, there can be no name brand items. There can be no alcohol, no candy, things like that.
That's okay. I mean, at least you survive for free, which is, let's be honest, sometimes it's very difficult to do anyway.
Yes. That's it.
Yeah, Veselov, we have a YouTube channel. It's just slightly different from my Russian one. We have separate one for just that, talking stuff in English. So I'm still waiting for you guys to pose a question regarding video games, especially LIR, since you brought this topic up. So if you're really interested about video games, let's do this. Let's do this. But so far, I just finished Tomb Raider trilogy, the latest one. So
no, I don't speak French. I'm typical American.
What a
speak
segue.
80% of American. Well, they just somebody asked. Yeah.
Yeah, you just disregard. Okay, Sergey just talking something. I don't care. Okay, let's answer this question right now.
That's a question.
I just tried to bring
what
our
would
topic.
be the game of the year?
Huh? Well, Cyberpunk.
Not out yet, but I'm excited for
Clearly.
Cyberpunk, and I'm excited for Baldur's Gate. Those are the two games that I am pumped as can possibly be for. Although I don't know if Baldur's Gate's going to make it out this year, so Cyberpunk.
What is you? Undead. It's a really nice try, but I suggest you use Google properly. Oh man. Co-caster, basically. It's Ben from North Carolina. Just a guy from North Carolina.
Just a dude.
Yeah. Just a dude. Maybe your way is a teacher for online courses. I'm not really sure my grammar is that high up that I can feel comfortable to teaching people, and since I'm not a native speaker at all. But especially in Canada, that would sound weird.
None of them are. That's what I'm saying. I mean,
yeah. Yeah, but
your
still,
English is as good as any of the
No,
others.
I mean, listen to me. I can understand if I was in Russia and say, you know what, I'll be an English teacher. I mean, I do have fairly good experience.
Teach VFX and stuff like that.
I don't want. To be honest, I'm tired of VFX already. I wanna switch. And I'm not talking about game console right now. I'm talking about the slightly different field of work. So maybe game dev what we do right now at the moment. This is the most comfortable thing I can do all day without even bothering myself. Is it good enough? Is it? I just feel okay talking. This is the best quality I have maybe it's not very marketable as of now, but talking.
I've seen most of Stargate.
What?
Reading chat, my bad.
Jesus Christ.
You now have distractions that scroll across the screen. This is great.
Yeah, it's you really remind me of my Russian co-caster when we played The Forest. He just like see things and disregard completely what our plan was prior to that. He just went dozed off and like, oh, there's a rabbit, and just off he goes. Oh man, you can be a Russian teacher. Yeah, not really. I think my Russian is very rusty at the moment. What do you think is the main reason The Last of Us 2 was postponed without exact date? Do you think they will wait till economics will at least somehow recover so people would be able to buy it with PlayStation 5? Was it an exclusive for PS5?
I believe it was, or it was intended to go out with PS5. I mean, I'm not in the game industry. I really don't have much say on that or any input on that. But
yeah, but clearly,
I would assume so.
Clearly, maybe partly they can say, okay, yeah, the economic situation is not ideal for us to put it on the market. But then again, people stay at home and they have nothing to do. So,
I mean, currently you can't even find a Switch on any of the stores here.
Yeah, I think the biggest problem is logistics in this particular scenario. Maybe people able and willing to buy, but you can find it and you cannot deliver it properly. So the current month will be the hard one, I think.
Yeah. On Dreco, we worked together up in Canada. And we chatted like this 24/7 until we drove all of the guys who worked with us insane. So figured, why not drive y'all insane?
How do you find this non-Canadian, I guess, dude? I don't know what NC stands for, but...
North Carolina.
North Carolina. Well,
yeah.
It worked both ways. You're non-Canadian as well, so... Well, we were working together for several months, at least, I guess.
Yeah, on a few projects.
Why, dude, we need a girl? Well, I'm sorry, Dayton. As Ben, do you have...
Why, dude, we need a girl.
Do you have a girl that we can pop in real quick? Well, that sounds weird. Wait, put on. Yeah, put on the word I was looking for. Because I don't think we have... Well, we have probably the Russian ones.
I have a friend that I would like to drag into this. She's also in the industry and in Canada. And working from home. So I think it'd be interesting to see. She's in Toronto. So...
Well, it doesn't matter where she is because we're just, what? French?
Less French.
Less French. It doesn't matter. I don't think they like, hey, we need a girl that speaks French. That wasn't the requisition.
Hey, don't we all need a girl who speaks French?
Depends. That's a very, very particular set of parameters that have to be met before I can answer that question.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's a very difficult one. What? Kajipka, I have no idea what are you talking about.
Let women answer about
Well,
Joker.
we need to invite women first, and then, yeah, sure, we can...
Any women in the chat, what did you think about the Joker?
All that. I'm curious about the percentage, though. Not really sure a lot of people...
Honestly, I'm curious. Who all liked the Joker? Like, I loved it, but I've had a lot of friends tell me it was terrible.
Well, I wouldn't say it's terrible. It was just boring. It's the same as a lot of people say, well, first Blade Runner was awesome, and I say, no, it's boring.
No, it's a great movie.
Maybe, but it's boring.
Getting back, when I came back, we actually got my little brother and my stepmom to watch Space Odyssey 2001 with 4.5 minutes of breathing.
Wow, yeah, I don't know. Yeah. I watched it only once. I don't really get...
Oh, it's the greatest movie ever.
Okay. Maybe music-wise, because they have to reuse it.
Fine.
Like
Jared Leto is cool. Jared Leto's the best. What are you talking?
Isn't he Leto?
Leto?
I think it's Leto.
It might be Leto. It might be Leto.
I think it's Leto, guys. So Joker's fine. Not great, not terrible. Maybe board 121 is kind of find the middle grounds here, saying like, okay,
so
yeah.
Maybe it's just a fine movie. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, I could go for that. It is a fine movie. It's not great for sure, but it's not terrible either. Well, Joaquin Phoenix is awesome, I would say, but it's just this particular role was. There were moments where I have to like cringe a bit, and it's like, I don't know.
I think that's it. I enjoy to cringe. I
Really?
love
Okay,
cringe
that was it.
comedy. I love cringe videos. I like feeling someone else's uncomfort.
That's weird.
I
I
like
mean,
movies. I like movies that hurt me. That's honestly the truth.
that
I
is
like
even
movies that are
weirder.
sad. I like movies that are painful to watch.
Okay, you very specific
Yeah.
tastes. LAR, what was the perk in Darkest Dungeon with a specific taste? So how is it called? I'm pretty sure you will be able to find that. But there's a perk in. Have you played Darkest Dungeon?
All
Ben.
right, don't hate me. I haven't seen Parasite. I have played Darkest
Okay.
Dungeon. I don't remember the perk. I know which one you're
Okay.
talking
Yeah.
about, though.
All right. Cool. Well,
No, I
this.
haven't seen Parasite. I know that makes me a bad VFX artist. It's fair.
Why? There was not much VFX in there.
Was there not?
No. Why would it?
Hold on.
We're talking about the Parasite, not Japanese Parasite, but Korean Parasite.
Yeah, I thought there was a bunch of breakdowns for it. Hold on.
Well, even if it wasn't, groundbreaking.
No, nothing
By
groundbreaking, but it's also supposed to be like one of the best films of the year, and 99% on Rotten Tomatoes, 96 by Metric, and 8 out of 6 by IMDb.
Deviant tastes. Okay, Layer, thank you very much. So that's what you have, Ben. Deviant tastes.
Deviant Taste, yes, probably it.
In movies, at least.
Best anime ever is Grave of the Firefly.
What?
You've seen Grave of the Firefly? It's
Grave of the Firefly?
yeah, it's really sad.
What is that? I know Firefly, and I won Gungrave, two names of an anime. Well, Firefly is not an anime, but you get my point. Guys, I'm still waiting for you to ask us about video games. Come on. Come on, do it. Because my throat is getting sore a bit. Jason Dean Alt. I will only answer your question in English. But you have to confirm that you can understand me first.
You can answer some of them in Russian. It won't kill me.
It's just... This is the challenge for me not to use Russian at all. Although it's not much of a challenge since I haven't been using that much, apart from doing the streams in Russian. I only do it lately, like last week, I guess.
POD.VODKA. Yes. Lieutenant Roy gets it. It's the saddest plot, but it's such
okay.
a good
Now
story.
we have a whole pack of questions. I don't know. Maybe because my chat frozen for a bit.
Come
Okay,
on.
let me quickly go through. A
No,
relatively
but
famous.
I also like weird. I'm about that. Mr. Eagle. Eagles.
Oh, dude. Okay, yeah. I guess my chat was frozen for a bit. Who's your guest today? I think we answered that. Did we? It's a band from North Carolina. Understand it however you like. I'm playing MB2. What's MB2? Mountain Blade? Probably.
Oh, it probably is Mountain Blade. Huh.
And my playtime about 100 hours, and I kind of can't spread
Wow.
my free time between this and work. Well, I wouldn't say this is very good news for you, especially in current economic situation. You would probably have to dedicate more time to work just in case.
I've never fully understood Mountain Blade. So you command an army, but you play as a single character?
Well, yeah, it's when you command an army, you mount and you hold the blade, generally.
Oh, cool.
therefore the name. And then you just give the commands on formations and when to attack, when to retreat, when to defend, when to gather, rally, or whatever. Then
Can I
there's
get in there and swing some swords?
Yeah. Then
Oh, I might try that.
Then
Seems like
there's a
fun.
view on the strategic map of current, I don't know, conquests, I would guess. So who holds which castle, whose character travel where, and you can count. It's like, I would say Civilization meet Heroes Might and Magic in terms of traveling on the map.
Okay.
Although closer to Civ, probably. And then you can actually walk in a castle and then walk from a first-person view in a castle and just interact with characters like you do it in, I don't know, Skyrim, for example.
That's incredible. I might have to download this game. That seems awesome.
I mean, I enjoyed watching a couple of videos on it, but I don't think I will be able to play it full time. This is a bit too much. Because
hands down, Honey Pop is the best game ever.
As a quote from some of reviewers.
Yeah, what is Honey Pop?
Honey Pop?
Oh my god.
That's a game you probably will.
What is this abomination?
How you wait?
That's my Google history. Thank you.
How did you even end up with it? There wasn't in the chat.
CB01. Yeah.
Oh no.
CB01.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I see it right now.
Is my chat further behind?
No.
Or is it frozen?
No, it's just because I didn't see the highlight, so I just skipped it. There was no question mark, so I just disregard that particular comment.
Like I said, you've got distractions just sliding past my screen right now, and I'm like, oh, I gotta read everything.
Yeah. Who is the author of this beautiful logo submarine? Well, this author is talking to you right now with this beautiful voice of mine. And I'm as modest as I can get. Well, look at that. We actually managed to almost go through 1 hour of talking, which is, I guess, it's nice. I think it's the first episode, so obviously it wouldn't be...
We were averaging 8 hours of talking a day.
Yeah, well, it's
weeks.
plus minus, yeah. So
other colleagues were losing it.
I think we need to kind of narrow it down, things that work and do not work after. I'll probably listen to the recording afterwards and see what bits probably can go, and maybe introducing something new. So because as of now, there are still moments we'll just stay quiet, not really knowing what to do next. Whether it's bad. If that was a radio, that was a bad thing. If you stay quiet for a while, it's like you're not doing money.
I don't think my chat's updating.
Which one? I think you have to watch the one on the transmitting on the stream.
Most memorable old game.
Memorable or the very first? Let me rephrase that. What was the first game you played on PC?
Half-Life or Doom?
Doom.
I don't know.
Okay.
My dad played a lot of PC games when I was little, so I have some memories like before kindergarten of sitting on his lap and playing Doom or Half-Life.
What interesting father thing to say. Hey, do you want to blow up some heads with the shotgun? Oh yeah, I forgot you're American. Yeah, totally makes sense now.
Perfectly.
Yeah.
No, currently we had a playthrough going of Divinity with my dad and my little brother.
I mean, Divinity, the new one?
Yeah, Original Sin 2.
Oh, yeah, but I thought you were talking about the old ones, since it's like most memorable old game. For me...
Yeah, no, most memorable old game is Half-Life or Doom, one or the other.
That's not old enough, I think. You need to go further. For me, it was either first Warcraft or Dune. I think it was either Warcraft or Dune games. That was the first one I had on PC, and then we can go in further if we go on NES, or how in Russia we call it Dendy. I don't know why, to be honest. It was just a Chinese copy of a top loader NES once, and there was Contra Super C, Super Mario, all the pirate games that we could get in Russia. Petrovich, why do you speak bourgeois language? Asks me Dr. Frost. Well, because I do enjoy speaking it, even without very thick Russian accent.
What does bourgeois mean?
Well, bourgeois, the aristocratic, I would say, a bit.
Oh, yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
Since the virus, all my colleagues from office, I was remote worker from the start, got to their homes, and it's kind of hard to work remotely for them, especially first 2 weeks. Funny thing, but currently we're using Discord as company messenger. Discord seems very solid for work conversation with, especially when 60 plus people work remote. I have no idea this. A lot of people use Zoom right now, but lately it's been talk about a lack of security in this particular application, so it's not 100% safe to use, especially if your company relies on the heavily guarded information. I'm not really sure about
here in
Discord.
America, it's caused issues with young children who are working school from home and people getting into those streams.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's interesting topic.
Problematic.
I can send you a very cool article on how Dandy story emerged in Russia. Well, I mean, if it's in English, sure, because I don't think I will be translating that for Ben specifically, because I have my own stuff to do. Unless Ben will just copy paste it in Google on the off chance that it will translate correctly.
Perfectly, every time. I am in North Carolina at the moment.
Yeah, he is in a cabin in the woods with lots of shotguns to defend himself in a possible either zombie outbreak or people desperately trying to find some toilet paper. I don't have time to understand half of your dialogue, I'm sad. Eagle, I'm sorry.
Yes, Arseny. That is pretty much what happened.
It's amazing that we can answer. Should we split the stream so that we can answer your questions? I can answer mine. Oh my goodness me. Small children are very good topic for Twitch. Yeah, no.
We're moving
it's really not. There's a very, very thin line between it.
Banned.
Yeah, we can set up the. Although I really like controversial topics, I'm not really sure. Well, if I was in Russia, I would easily do that. I wouldn't care at all. But since I'm in a Western civilization now, where people tend to judge more regarding what you say, even though freedom of speech and all, but I really
things I'm okay with.
I really hope I can get to a level that I can just freely talk with no repercussions whatsoever. That would be amazing. That will be a good quality podcast if I can do that. As of now, I have no idea because we're just checking things out. We'll probably get unnoticed unless we get like thousands of viewers live. So we can maybe allow ourselves to do something. But then again, several years later, somebody will definitely find a recording of something that you said that is not up to their, standards. And they will blow things out of proportions like they usually do. As for that, what about demon novels? Has Ben ever heard about them? I don't think I... Well, I told him that we do some kind of visual novel in Russians once a year. But since the text is in Russian, he can't understand the thing. So I wouldn't say that was a good thing. Oh, man.
Does that cat have a human mouth? I forget.
That's the thing you paid attention to? Like, forget about the question. Yeah, well, this is more interesting.
I mean, it is. I've never seen that before. That's uncomfortable.
Oh, dude, we have a whole bunch of smiles on Good Game that you probably will never see anywhere else. This is one of the best things that we have about our chat. What are your thoughts about Valorant? I don't know. I'd say it's a first-person shooter. This is really beyond my understanding. I can understand.
It looked cool to me.
Really?
I liked it. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Epic Games because they're typically
Epic Games. That's Riot Games.
Or is it Riot Games? Oh, then I'll definitely be playing it.
You will definitely be playing it?
Yeah.
Why?
Because it looks cool.
Just because it's Riot Games. No, you weren't that eager before I stated that it is indeed Riot Games production.
Well, because I thought it was Epic, and
so you don't like Epic.
I'm just not a fan of. I was into a lot of their games, but they typically abandon or change their games week to week.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I mean, we thought about it, honestly. We thought, like, well, we can try streaming Valorant to get some viewership, but first of all, there's a whole bunch of people here. I don't think people scroll down to very bottom to see us with like 50 people live talking stuff and trying to play Valorant. I'm not really even good in FPS, to be honest. So I'm just scrolling 30 seconds already and still have
Yes,
people with
Dizzy
1,000
style.
viewers.
That's all to say. No, my bad.
Whole bunch of smiles that make you uncomfortable. Well, I don't know about that. Can you? Okay, guys, challenge accepted. If you are on a good game chat, can you find the most uncomfortable smile you think of and post it so that Ben can judge from his point of view whether that's make him uncomfortable? Since he clearly enjoys feeling uncomfortable, let's do that for him.
I'm just sad that Twitch doesn't have a lot of these. They're great.
Well, the thing is, we have a custom smiles system, so if you have certain amount of subscribers, you can allow yourself to create. Okay, here we go. To create.
Oh God.
Yeah, to create very specific smiles that you think would, make your particular audience enjoy more interacting with each other in chat room. So, for example, me, I added the. I edit myself actually. So I have myself doing face palm. But a lot of streamers do something like this.
Oh, Lickitung is messed up.
What?
The Lickitung, the Pokemon with the
Okay.
that Pokemon makes me uncomfortable just in its normal state.
So this is the most uncomfortable smile so far for you.
So far, that one's the one's like, that's gross.
Okay.
Oh. Oh God, they're getting worse.
Yeah,
This
we
is
have
horrible.
animated as well, so yeah, basically I'm pretty sure the thing is a lot of different streamers have their different sets of emojis. So since we don't cover that broad of the audience at the moment, you can't tell what we have, in stock, so to speak. I'm not sure this is a tongue. What do you mean? This is clearly a tongue.
It's a tongue.
It comes out of its mouth.
I hope it's a tongue.
Well, we're not medical experts, but with our limited knowledge of the subject, we can try to guess that it is indeed a tongue. But jumping back to the topic of video games, yeah, Valorant, I have no opinion of it whatsoever. You can ask me about any other game but that, because this one is just, FPS shooter is not my forte at all. And I strongly suggest you actually subscribe on Twitch as well, since I'm not sure I will be able to do good game streams, English-wise, since sometimes Restream.io give me, error, this particular one, so. Papers, Please. Well, Swoy, you know my opinion on that game, particularly since I streamed it a lot, so I don't think...
Wow,
Ben, have you played Papers, Please?
Yes, I played
Okay.
Papers, Please, and what's the other one? Don't Touch Anything.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think it's different manufacturer, though, but...
I think so, but it's similar in
Yeah, they
style,
do have
yeah.
a bit particular... Close particular... Have you played This Is the Police, though?
No.
I think, yeah, this game you might enjoy, actually. I tried to beat it several times, but ended up... So basically, the premise of the game that you have you're a police chief, and you have a department, and you have two shifts, Shift A, Shift B, and there's several individual officers and detectives on each shift, and they have their own professional level. And then you have to respond to 911 calls stating like, okay, there's been a assault, a murder, a hostage situation, or, any other, felony, basically. And then you have decided what people to assign to this call. I don't know why Chief of Police doing this, but this is your work. Yeah, this is your work. So instead of doing just that, I ended up making like love triangles with workers and trying to figure out what relationship they might have just based on their appearance.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Shadowlands, I'm not really big on World of Warcraft either. I played Legion a bit at the time, but that's it. So I think World of Warcraft is done. there's not much you can do with the new scenario solutions. I mean, the classic is kind of its own thing right now, but if we're talking the actual story-wise line for World of Warcraft, I think there's not much you can do. They've done it all, basically. Those parallel worlds, other worlds, time traveling. I mean, as soon as you hit time traveling stuff, that's it. You cannot do more than that. I think this is the last tool in your writer bag that you can use and then completely abandon after that. Dizzy Style, welcome to the Twitch. What do you think about new Half-Life? Have you played it? I'm waiting for, I guess, the more how you say that, comfortable situation economic wise to probably purchase a Steam Index controller and then maybe give it a shot. But as of now, I'm not spoiling anything for myself. I don't watch any videos regarding Half-Life Alyx, and I'll just stay untuned for this particular subject.
It looks like a really good game, though. I'm very interested in it. This is the Police and Alex both, but
yeah. Well, obviously, I think at least the feedback on Steam was overwhelmingly positive. So, but maybe the people just were deprived from Half-Life for so long, they just craved it so desperately.
It's probably true.
Project Zomboid, good game in co-op. Yeah, we played that with my Russian colleague as well. I couldn't hold me for long though, so I'm not really sure. Maybe Ben will play with his friends, but okay, the new World of Warcraft expansion, Sylvana will kill Arthas in the past and disappearing because of the time loop. This style, is it your suggestion for, is it like writer's pitch or
is that what actually happened?
Yeah, because I don't think that sounds quite right. Will you stream Half-Life Alyx? I don't think so. I'm pretty sure I won't stream any single player games in the nearest future. Co-op, maybe. Single player, pretty sure not. I guess you guys could do it together, then people would have subtitles. What? What are you talking about? Lieutenant Roy Fokker? It still sounds funny, I don't know. What do you mean by that? We probably won't be able to though, because I don't want to translate English and Russian right away. It takes too much of my CPU brain wise. So I'll just do that. I wouldn't be able to convey my personal thoughts for the most part, I think. We successfully broke through 1 hour, actually. I think 1 hour and a half is a good time.
I think so.
Yeah, because my throat starts to tire itself, to wear off. I think I'm not used to talk that much. But guys, feel free to ask questions again. Don't be shy. We're not judging your knowledge of English by any means, since I'm not native speaker at all. And Ben, well, he's an American, so it's kind of...
I only know 80% of the language anyway. Yours is probably better than mine. Just right.
I hope your friend doesn't know that you like anime. Well, first of all, he knows, and second of all, it doesn't matter anyway. Kajipka, unlike you, people don't judge other people solely based on consumption of anime videos.
Actually, I think I'm the only person I know of. Well, I'm the only person my age I know of that doesn't like anime. Which is so strange.
Yeah, it is strange.
Everyone else loves it, and I'm like,
No, I mean,
some of it I do, though. No, there are some greats that I really enjoy.
You're not alone in that. I have a very close friend in Russia, and she doesn't like anime at all. She's like, yeah,
that's mind-blowing.
I cannot comprehend that. So, I guess it's okay. I don't really personally judge people on any other interests that I'm not into it. So, like, you like skiing, I don't like it, I don't care. Unless they're into, like, heavy drugs, I can, like, okay, that's probably not very good for you, but you know, any other hobby, I don't care, to be honest. And I think people
Look,
shouldn't either.
heroin is my hobby.
Is it?
No.
Can you elaborate on that? Because I think the police force of North Carolina will be very interested in that. The DEA especially.
Oh yeah.
What is your favorite? Andriy, are you asking me or Ben? Because Ben, since he doesn't like anime, probably will be hard to. Although
My favorite anime is
you have very limited choice, I think.
Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah, that's a good answer, I would say. Cowboy Bebop is. I think they were trying to do live action one. I have
I'm
no
scared.
idea.
Don't do that. Don't ruin it.
I'm not aware what is it now in terms of production, but I'm pretty sure there was a pre-production thing for that.
Trying to think of other animes I really like. Like I said earlier, I really liked Grave of the Fireflies and A Boy and His Bear.
A Boy and His Bear?
Yeah.
I never heard of that. Let me Google real quick. Are you talking about Winnie the Pooh?
No. No. I'll figure out what it's called.
Is it anime for sure?
100%.
Because I found the book by Harriet Graham, but not an anime. Maybe there's another name for that, because
maybe there is.
This is The Boy and the Beast, maybe.
Yeah, The Boy and the Beast. My bad.
Oh, okay. The Boy and the Bear.
Boy and the Bear. It's a bear. It's not a beast. Look at him. He's very.
Yeah, but the Google thinks that desperately thinks that you try to name Winnie the Pooh and Christopher Robin. And just, you just don't remember the names and say, yeah, The Boy and the Bear. That sounds about right. The Boy and the
Bear, that's close enough. I was able to find it with that much information. So
okay. Slowpoke question. What happened with A-Team at your job? Oh, yeah. I have, well, for Ben, for you, you're probably not aware, but A-Team is Team Asia, basically, Asian team. Or the team that I set up during my first month at the company, so that we just usually eat lunch together, discussing various subjects. But yeah, most of them are gone. Actually, 90% of them are gone from the company already.
Yeah.
So there you go, Subwave. I hope I answer your question extensively. Let me quickly, guys. Well, let's do a test real quick. Let's everybody visit this page, and we'll see how far we up in just chatting section.
Oh God.
I'm curious if I'll be able to. Jesus Christ. That was a mistake for me to scroll down on this particular section.
This is not a section you're supposed to go into very often.
Yeah, I mean, I see my mistake right now. Well, obviously, 80% of, content is the female, not surprisingly. Female with the webcams and other particular features that we won't be able to use anyway. Damn, yeah. We'll have to spend a lot of time to climbing ourselves. Digging ourselves out of this hole. I think this is the suggestion where... Oh, Jesus Christ. Is that actually allowed?
Well, it's allowed as long as you're a girl.
What?
That's the rules of Twitch. What do you want?
That's very sexist, isn't it?
Yeah, it's incredibly so.
I thought moderators will ban that, but this is very exposed cleavage. Honestly. I mean, clearly you guys can't see what I'm looking at, and thanks God, because maybe I don't want.
You would get banned because you're a guy.
Yeah, that's my point. That's why I don't want to. I don't want to put it on screen. You don't have nice boobs for that category. Totally agree with that opinion. But let's be honest, Arseny. If I had those, I'll be even worse.
I don't know. Boobs improve everything.
Trust me. If I, in my current state, just get boobs and that's it. So imagine me as me with boobs. That's not work at all. That would be super weird. At least 100% improvement. Dude, that's super weird. Oh, man. Why even
No.
create this image in my head?
No, I cannot pronounce your nickname. Strimitolini. Why is there an I before the Y? What? Strimitolini.
Стремительный. Let's repeat after me. It's стремительный.
Strimitoli.
Oh man, we should have the whole other segment just for that, where non-Russian speakers try to pronounce Russian words.
There's
Damn.
just so many letters and so many syllables that you can't even begin to sound it out.
Really? I thought there's a lot of English words have a lot of syllables, isn't it?
Sorry, what was it?
Well, his particular nickname has roughly the same amount of syllable as unfortunately, for example.
Yeah, but you
Same
can
amount.
sound out unfortunately. It has like the right number of vowels and consonants.
What do you mean? It has
Padavan?
3,
Padawan?
4. It has 4 vowels, which is well, that's how syllables made, right? So it's like consonants and vowels, mounts. Yeah, straightforward
Right,
is a good example as well.
Yeah, but it's the I before the Y that really throws me.
Ah, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
I get stuck on that.
All right, then I'll simplify for you. When you see I and a Y together, just consider it as a Y.
Oh, okay.
That will be easy.
Okay.
You have to use female as well. Well, this is yeah, that was the point of discussion a while ago, but actually at the very beginning or the birth of this particular idea, there was a female Russian streamer that could speak English fairly well. But since the initial idea it was a year ago actually, since the initial idea broke off and I couldn't find any English speaker callcasters, it's just everything just demolished and everybody went their own way. So, I mean, I can try bring her back. Not really sure she will agree to, but we can try. I don't know. We'll see. If you want to, I can get it. I sounds like a drug dealer right now.
I will capture her and bring her to the street.
Yeah. If you want it, I can get it. In Soviet Russia, we have the freedom to put I before. Dude, you. First of all, for now, you have freedom to do that. Second of all, well, we'll see about that. Doesn't make too much difference anyway. Stремительный is, I don't know why I made the English accent while reading Russian word, but стремительный is impetuous, Google say.
Impetuous.
Impetuous. I would say it's just rapid. I would translate it as, instead of using this complicated word as impetuous, I would say rapid. Oh, probably the same meaning. That will be fun, and you will need to replace this boring background to something useful.
Well, you replace it with the girl.
Well,
and then we go straight to the top.
Ironically enough, she does have extensive talents. Let's put it that way.
Huge tracts of land.
Yeah, so very particular set of skills, namely 2. But yeah, I mean, we'll see. I don't know. I'm not really sure whether she'll be interested in that or not, but if she will, we can do it easily. Although the idea was to kind of exchange the cultures in terms of we have one representative from each side of the globe, or major economics. So I think ideally we have
need
to...
like a Western European. It's probably about what we're missing.
Yeah, we need... Well, we can get somebody from Europe, Germany, for example.
Germany? Yeah, we could.
Yeah, US, Russia, Germany, and somebody from China, and we'll be set. That would be the... Yeah, I mean, we don't need more than that, I think. So we can try finding either German or Chinese girl and see how it goes first, and then, you know, based on the feedback. Based on your feedback, guys. Yes, he can. Are you talking about Sokol? No. Ben, for you, since you don't know, Sokol is a Russian-German guy who's long-term known on our Russian website.
Oh, okay.
So yeah,
Fair enough.
but no, I mainly was talking about the guy who we worked with Ben, because he's from Germany as well. So, because I don't think it will be nice having another guy speaking Russian. It will be something weird. We have to have each representative knowing only English and their native language, ideally, so that we won't be confused. So, for example, the scenario where two people talk in the language that other people do not understand.
Yeah, I'm pretty used to it.
Okay.
Well, I mean,
In Canada, sure.
French Canada, yeah, everyone spoke French, and they just walk up and start speaking French. It's like, oh, fair enough. No idea what you're saying.
How long have you been learning English and how? Since kindergarten, I would say. But I have fairly good base in high school. And then after that, I just started watching TV shows and movies and video games and everything in English with English subtitles. So I can match the sounds to the actual words and recognize them in the dialogue. And then it's just easy off. And now I just don't use subtitles at all, clearly. I'm self-sufficiently knowing the stuff now. I'm not really sure if it makes any sense from grammar point of view, to be honest, but it sounded cool, so that's why I found it in that way.
So-called love sellers.
Oh yeah, it's a meme, because when they were doing the very first Diablo 3 marathon on super hardcore, when you die and that's it. So they do it like 24/7 basically, with the little breaks for sleep. So there was a team of 4, and 2 guys were asleep, 2 guys were still farming, and then they made a mistake on going to the cellar with the rare mob stuck into it, like the elite guy with the ability to, prevent you from exiting the cellar. So that was a mistake on their part, and he died, while other guys in party were actually sleeping. So this was not very pleasant moment for them. Girl mentally will be a good for conversation, I think, and this is... Yeah, I mean, this is style, you're right. Ideally, I would probably aim for something that Total Biscuit had in his co-optional podcast. First of all, the name was awesome, and yeah, when he was still alive, it was really nice. It was one of the few podcasts I would tend to listen to, I would say.
Actually, yeah, they have you played it's Don't Stop Talking, where you try to defuse the bomb? Have you ever played that one, Sergey?
Our Russian guys play that, but I don't find this game entertaining for me, so I don't want to involve myself into that. But that was a Keep Talking Nobody Explodes. Isn't that the name of the game?
Probably something like that. Names are hard. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's another one like that called Space Team, where everybody has to call out what is on their screen, and everyone has the controls on somebody else's screen.
That's overly complicated, isn't it? I would prefer just play Space Game then.
It's a lot of screaming about like turning down the power, all power to thrusters, and
No, I mean maybe it will be interesting. So there was, have you? I think it was Flight of Icarus. That's the name of the game, when you controlled the Zeppelin.
Yep.
Yeah, well, if there was something space-wise like this, I would probably be down for playing that. So you're learning Japanese watching anime. I fairly know a bit of Japanese words right now. Not like super, extensive vocabulary, but I can recognize some of the words, or at least the meaning behind them in a sentence. But yeah, to learn a language properly, guys, you always need a grammar as a base. You cannot just, watch anime and know it all instantly. Pummel Party and For the King are good for funny cop sessions as well.
What is For the King?
For the king. For my brother, the king. Oh no, for my father. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, that's such a fail. I messed up the famous Warcraft 3 quote. Of course, it was, "For my father the king. Ah, at last." Hi all, what's happening here? Diomed. Is it diomed? Reported. Oh no, LAR. Diomed, we're doing the first try of Russian-American podcast, which is still in English, unfortunately for the most of Russian viewers, which is majority here. I think 99% of our viewers right now are Russians, which is funny, and we still speak in English. It seems I heard something about the Spade games, but never saw. Okay. Yeah, well, then we won't be able to play it then. That kind of limits our abilities to play the game that we never saw. We never seen. Oh, man. Okay, well, I think, yeah, I'll try to find other guys to make us company. Meanwhile, I will spam this again. And then I'll spam the recording of this so that we can get more feedback. But the problem is, because I compare it to the radio station, kind of, vaguely, since you don't get any visuals, you just chat and talking. The problem is with the radio station, you don't have that much of a choice, right? There is fairly small amount of radio station. For example, when you're in the car, you're switching through, it's like, well, 5 or 6 that you tend to listen to. While here, there's thousands of people out there. So we cannot just, force people to listen to us and then of the off chance that we get proper feedback. So we'll have to find something to climb upwards from this particular point. And I'll have to think about it a bit more. This
Not
may
quite
be the
talking,
interesting... What?
Yeah, it looks interesting. The game.
Yeah, let me... no... This is not the style I would be down to play, to be honest. I think we need to stick to safest option and just launch Minecraft.
No. Can't make me.
Many radio stations have a YouTube broadcast with camera and cast. Now, my point is this style that in a situation when you don't have much choice, yeah, the dog agrees with me clearly. You will have to,
hold on.
Yeah, you have to tune in to a certain radio station, just listen to it, and you have to know. You'll get to know the hosts regarding your, unless you're completely comfortable with driving with no music and no radio whatsoever. While here on Twitch, you're like, okay, I don't want to listen to that. I don't want to listen to that. People tune in for a brief moment. If they're interested, they stay. If they're not, they leave. So it's really hard to attract people by just talking. That's why I think either having a webcam point and a girl, it's really easy way in. It sounds weird, but it still is. And the other thing is find a popular game. I don't want to go both ways, to be honest. No. Well, I didn't form it. I didn't want to go either way. But I think I'll have to eventually. Can I ask a political question? Sure.
I say go for it.
But me personally, I'm very far from that, so I don't think I'll be the right guy to answer that. I'm telling you, visual novel would be ideal, the one with lots of choices to discuss. Lieutenant Roy Fokker, you're probably right, mate. But we'll have to find a girl for that for sure. Actually, it's a good idea since this was the format that was quite popular in Russian segment, which is, played through visual novels and try to make fun of it to the best of our abilities. So I think it could... I'm not really sure whether Ben will be interested in that particular thing. You have to be the person of deviant tastes to get into that.
Possibly. Minecraft is my love.
Well, Jason, I guess, the Secret Services already took care of that political questions for him. We'll never.
Yeah, he's like,
We'll,
can I ask a question? He's gone. Oh,
we'll never
oh,
see him
okay.
again.
Well, this is a really political
Yeah,
question.
boy, that escalated quickly. So unless there is any further questions, I think we'll start to, cool down a bit until we completely stop for today's broadcast, and then we'll hope for your guys leaving us a feedback and see how it goes, and we'll work on our approaches to things. Yeah,
Okay.
FBI, open up.
Yeah, we'll see how the stream with a bunch of Russians went.
It's quite a
So-
widespread thing, isn't it? In terms of doing how it's called when you set up other streamer for police raid.
A SWAT.
Swatting, yeah. Because you can't do that in Russia, unfortunately. I never seen that one in Russia.
Unfortunately, no, it's
Well,
it's
I
a
mean, yeah,
terrible thing.
sorry, yeah, that's a poor choice of word. I just automatically I said unfortunately. That's one of the my few, parasites words, so to speak. But then you have to find some English-speaking Bon Iver to make it popular. Indeed. But streamedly, I think I will try to be Bon Iver this time. I'll try to be the most funniest guy in the room. Unfortunately, it's not the case at the moment, but we'll see. Political question is already in the trunk.
I think it is.
Is
God.
Arstotska great again?
Hey, can I ask a question? Disappears off the face of the earth.
Yeah. Can I ask a question? Just, gunshot and the silence after that. Arstotska is always graced, my friend. It is glorious.
It is glorious. All glory to Ostotska.
Yeah. Glory to Arstotska. To be Bonich, you have to think like one. Yeah, well, I've been streaming with him for... How much was that? At least 8 years. So I think I got a gist of it. So, okay, let's do 3 last questions, guys, and we'll probably be done for today. I think 1.5 hours is a good starting point for us.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes later. Since the
I don't know how
quarantine-
anyone does this for hours on hours every day. I don't
Yeah,
get
well,
it.
imagine the broadcasters that do esports tournaments. They have to stay like this for... First of all, that's more emotional and high-speed commentary for hours.
Yeah, and they have to keep that energy up, and especially depending on like what game you're casting. How do you cast like, I don't know, Hearthstone with so much? I am democratic.
I just like the word Republican. Republican. Republic. Is it true, or if you talk in English accent, I guess, there's a better chance to meet a girl? Well, depends where. I mean, in
Depends on
China,
the
probably
accent.
not. And, well, first of all, you don't need to speak in order to meet a girl. You can just meet a girl. Because this is how it goes. There's no, like, dice roll on the off chance, like, what language do you speak? Okay, then the chance of meeting girl is much higher for you. I wish it worked like that, so... But no, doesn't matter. Maybe you meant in order to impress a girl or communicate with a girl. Sure.
I'm scared to click that.
Well, that's... Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, the links doesn't work in chat properly for some reason. Let me see.
Well, I'm going through the links in on Twitch.
Ah, okay. Yeah. In my chat, it doesn't work properly, unfortunately. Unfortunately, again. Look at that.
Language roll.
So,
D20
there you go.
Critical fail.
Yeah, Kajipka. Kajipka. It's such a funny thing to read the Russian nicknames in English. Doesn't make any sense at all. Okay, we have one last question, guys. One last. Let's do it. Okay, time's up. Let's do this. Just hit in your face. I never been to
Like she
much
fell
of
out of
it.
the sky and just like crashed into your face, or like she walked up and punched you.
Yeah. Well, Kajipka.
20 HP, that's a strong girl.
I will call Kajipka Kajipka now, even though I know how to read it in Russian, but it's just such a fun word in English.
Kajipka.
It's nowhere near the Russian meaning behind it. Next podcast when? It's like a Google queue basically. Stream immediately. I don't know. I guess it will be nice if we have a particular schedule, but in terms of quarantine, I guess we can do it much often. It will be more of how much audience we can attract. If you guys are interested in that, just you have to, first of all, subscribe, please, so I know that people are interested in this. And second of all, on a recording that will be on a YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/POD.VODKA. We'll upload the recording there, and we'll look forward to your comments and general feedback. How much is the fish? Very, very expensive. But, you know, potatoes is all we need.
HD free.
Yeah. Okay, guys, I think we'll stop for now. We'll revise it eventually and let you guys know where will be the next one. So, as I said, stay tuned and we'll hear each other next time. Well, thank Ben for being with us today, and hope he'll not be disappointed, and we'll see him next time. So that's it, guys. See ya.
Thank you, Lieutenant Roy.
Bye-bye.
Later.